Hey, this is Pure, and today I'm going to do a review of my Fender player Telecaster. We'll go over the different features which makes it, your standard Telecaster design, and I'll also be sharing my experience when I purchased this guitar from one of the official distributors here in the Philippines, which is JB Music. Okay. So I'm showing here the retail price for this guitar in the US is $750. Now in the Philippines, it's slightly different. Aside from the the conversion of US to the PHP, USD to PHP, we also, I guess, have to factor in the shipping price and handling and everything else which needed by the distributor to make it available here locally. So the local price is roughly 45,000 pesos. Now, whether that is good value depends on a lot of things, and we'll go through that in terms of what you're paying for, in terms of what's in the guitar itself, and of course, there's always the brand premium, right? So here, starting from the headstock, let me see if shows up nicely in the camera. The headstock, this is of course the Fender patented headstock design, and this is really the only thing which makes it a Fender. That and all the branding that is included. So we do have your Fender logo here, saying it's a Fender Telecaster, and for the Telecaster standard design, you've got here your tuners in one side in line, right? Now, behind it, you see that we've got these tuners here. Not sure if it shows up well in the camera, but they do have the Fender logo. And you also have the serial number at the back of the guitar, which states that for this version, it's a made in Mexico guitar with the serial number starting with MX. Okay. Now moving down the guitar here, we've got a synthetic bone nut, which is a bit of a little upgrade compared to, say, your plastic nuts that might be in your cheaper guitars. For the fretboard, the material here, which is what's available for us here, is the pau ferro type of wood. Now, looking at the Sweetwater version I saw there, I think they've got the maple version. But here in the Philippines, being sold by JB Music, we've got here the pau ferro. Now, one thing I can say there is that the pau ferro wood is less uniform in terms of its the shade of the wood. As you can see here, it's very common that you would have streaks, the darker shade of brown, and it can be very irregular. I had to choose from several. This was kind of the most that appealed to me, where the streak here goes along the middle of the fretboard. I would have wanted like a more uniform darker shade, but this is what's available now. So this is a bit lighter. I've seen can vary greatly. I've seen those where it's a bit darker side, but this one's a bit on the lighter side. The frets, the fretwork is okay. It won't cut you up or anything. It's not sharp, but it can also be a lot better. I think I have another guitar where it's much more rounded, but it's good enough. At the back, again, we see here the Fender skunk stripe, because of this is the different wood material used for covering that ridge or kind of slot there to access your truss rod, the metal inside the neck. Okay. Now we've got here an alder body with a gloss finish. So I like the color white. It's kind of a classic color, right? But I would have wanted a pickguard with a different shade. So black, I think, would have looked nicer. And I actually had to order an original Fender pickguard from Sweetwater. It cost me $20. I'm waiting for that to arrive so I can put that here, which I think would make it, uh, more appealing with a different shade between the black pickguard and the white body. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. The standard pickups that you've got for a Telecaster would be 2 single coil pickups. On the next side, you've got your lipstick pickup, right? It looks like a lipstick. And on the bridge side, you've got your also single coil but slightly slanted. So that's kind of a standard design. This is more your kind of ashtray design from way back. And you've got your fixed bridge here, so there's no option here for a whammy bar. That's kind of a standard Telecaster feature. You've got here, the first control that you have available for you is the pickup selector. So let's add some volume here. So in this position, you'll be activating the neck side pickup. At the other end, you've got your bridge pickup, and you can hear a difference there. Neck, bridge. Okay, so this is your control knob, and you can fine tune the tone here, make it brighter or muddier with this tone knob. So all the way down on the neck side, this is your tone, and all the way up is your tone for, again, we're using position 1. On the other end, that's your bridge pickup, grittier, treblier, and again, that's with the tone maxed out, but you can fine tune that by pulling it back a bit if you want, and then all the way down to make it again muddier. So typically I would have it like 80% of the way to the brightest setting. Okay. Now, what type of music can you play on a Telecaster? Nowadays, the type of guitar allows you to play really any kind of sound, because aside from the guitar, you've got controls in terms of the pedals that you can use and your amplifiers, right? So it's a wide range. Now, that range can move depending on the inherent tone of your guitar. In this case, a Telecaster has always been known for something like a country type, scratchier type of music. The way I use it, whenever I want more of like an acoustic type of quality of sound, is when I'll be using my Telecaster. Okay? So that really is your Telecaster design. Now, the body is solid. There's no like curving happening here to make it fit your body that you might see in a Stratocaster. It's a slab of solid wood with a bit of rounded edges just to make it comfortable for you. It features a string-through design. When the strings go through here, goes up here, goes through the saddles, and that's how you do the wrist string for a Telecaster. Okay. You got your metal plate here with your stamped Fender F logo. And it's a bit weighty given that it's a solid body, solid guitar and very denser guitar as compared to other guitars. Okay? So I think that you're getting your money's worth in terms of both the quality plus the premium that you're paying for to get that Fender logo in there. You can always make an argument that for the cheaper type of guitar like the Squier, classic vibe range, you might get better value. But again, that depends on you, whether how much premium you're willing to pay to get a Fender instead of Squier. Certainly, it helps in terms of, say, resale value when you've got a Fender, because the Squier range does have a greater range there from the cheapest to the higher quality, and that kind of dilutes the value a bit. But with a Fender, at least it's a Fender, right? And that inherently has added value to your guitar. Now, my experience with JB Music is that They were very helpful. They've got a nice showroom and store at the Cubao branch. And given that it's kind of pricey, at least for me, this amount of guitar, 45K, it's not a small purchase for me. So the good thing there is, as you can see on their website, they do offer installment basis payment. So you're able to kind of manage it in terms of finances and budget. Where in this case, they're offering 12 months 0% interest, and that allowed me to pay for this guitar. And I made it more like a birthday gift for myself. I bought this several months ago. It was my birthday month, and I felt that it would be a good time to reward myself and get myself a real Fender. Okay, so overall, I'm happy with my purchase here. It's, I think, worth the money I paid, and it gives you a good experience both in playing the guitar and owning the guitar, and even the buying experience was quite good when I visited the JB Music Store. Okay, so thank you for watching. That's my review of the Fender Player Telecaster made in Mexico with Pau Ferro fingerboard and with a polar white body. Thanks. Bye.